Good afternoon, welcome back to the Daughter Arise channel. My name is Yvonne and this channel is all about bringing you news and content surrounding childhood sexual abuse. I'm somebody myself that has gone through sexual abuse and who society would call a survivor, a terminology given to someone that has gone through a traumatic experience and basically is here living to tell the tale. But I see myself as somebody who's more than a survivor. I don't believe in putting tags on myself. So, on this channel I do share my experiences. I share things about my past on here in relation to my abuse, how it's affected my relationships, how it affected my self-esteem, things that I learned along the way. Also, I use this platform to share news stories, and if I come across news stories, I like to give voice to the survivor's story, and also other news stories to do with sexual abuse. I just provide commentary on it and just share with you on this channel. There's not many platforms out here, even in 2019, where sexual abuse is being talked about in an open and honest way. So that is why this channel exists. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up button if you like the videos. If you hit the subscribe button, you'll be notified of any new videos. Please share them with anybody you know that has gone through sexual abuse, and friends or family or anybody you feel needs to know more about this subject, because really what Daughter Arise is about is raising awareness. So today in this video I want to talk to you, the survivors, you the person that has gone through sexual abuse as a child. I want to say to you, you are more than your abuse. I felt it's really important to do this video today because I have been having various different conversations with people who have gone through sexual abuse in childhood. One of the things that many of them have struggled with is feeling that they are just worth whatever the abuse has left them with. And I'm here to say that is a lie. I know how it is to go through the trauma of childhood sexual abuse, how it can impact your self-esteem, your confidence, your identity, your value of self. I understand all these feelings, and for many years, over 25 years as a matter of fact, I struggled with my identity and self-esteem because of what my father did to me as a child. It was a terrible experience, and how I validated those feelings of feeling damaged, feeling like second-class goods, feeling not good enough, feeling like a second-class citizen, was indulging in behaviours and relationships that validated those feelings within me. I went through a period in my teens and in my early 20s of just being in a dysfunctional cycle of self-sabotage, whether that was self-harming, drinking too much alcohol, smoking too much drugs, getting into relationships with other damaged people, being around people who thought they probably were better than me because they weren't damaged by abuse. I spent a lot of time in these situations, and really all I wanted actually was a way out of feeling the pain. That's why I did the things that I did, and I just wanted to feel that I was good enough, that I was acceptable. But for a very long time I didn't think that. I felt that I was only worth what my abuse had left me with. All the rubbish and crap that the experience had left me with, I felt I deserved no more than that. I didn't think that I was worthy of love, even though I wanted love. I didn't even know what that was. What did that love entail? I didn't have that experience with my parents, and I was searching for something to validate me, to make me feel better about myself. I didn't have any expectations of myself. I didn't have any expectations for my life. I didn't feel that I would amount to anything or that I could be somebody of value to anybody. So I spent a long time in this cycle of just going round and round. I always used to have this picture of myself as this ragdoll that was torn, battered and broken, that was thrown on a skip on a rubbish pile. But one of the things that has really helped me to know my identity and to help me to know that I am worth more than my abuse is my relationship with Jesus Christ. I'm very proud of my faith, feel proud that I have this relationship with God, my creator, who's helped me to understand that I am worth more than rubies, diamonds and gold. And he says the same about you as well. In Psalm 139, he talks about you are fearfully and wonderfully made. No matter how you feel about yourself, you may feel that no one will ever love you, that you are a mistake, that you are a disaster, but you are worth so much more than that. You are worth more than your abuse, and I'm here to tell you that today. One of the things I can can say to you, as somebody that has come through the journey of the other side, I was in a dark place for many years, in a pit at the bottom. I used to feel like I was lower than the dirt on somebody's shoe. As somebody that has come through the other side, I'm telling you that these feelings won't last always. You may be living with them all the time. I know how it feels to be overwhelmed with pain, overwhelmed with rejection, overwhelmed with betrayal, and how that compounds the experience of sexual abuse, the guilt, the shame, the feelings of inadequacy that it leaves behind. I know how that feels. I lived in that pain for so many years, over 25 years, how that manifested itself in my life through my behaviors and my relationships and through depression and through mental health issues. I know how that feels. But as somebody that has come through that dark tunnel on the other side, living the life that I'm living now, I can tell you that these feelings won't last always. It feels very real. It feels like you will always feel like this for the rest of your life. It feels like that you will never get better, but you will get better and you will come through it. I know that you are hurt and in pain, but putting yourself in situations that are validating those feelings of not feeling good enough or feeling that you're not worthy of more than your abuse is going to end up harming you in the long run. The unwanted sex, the promiscuous behaviours, the self-harming, the relationships that don't build you up, rather tear you down and make you feel weak and unconfident about yourself, is not the way forward. I'm going to share with you some of the things that I believe will start to help you to have a different mindset towards yourself. One of the things that God showed me through his love towards me is that in spite of how I felt about myself, he loved me. And I would just encourage you to talk to God how I'm talking to you now. He can hear you, he can be there for you. And you may not believe in God. Maybe I am the example you're seeing of for the first time of somebody who's talking like this, who's talking about a relationship with God. But, you know, I feel that it is one of the things that has been most key for me to be able to be the woman I am today. Having that relationship has helped me to know that I am valuable, has given me a base for my identity. Because when you've gone through sexual abuse, it ruins your foundation. The foundation of a healthy childhood is how you view yourself, how you view relationships, how you view the world is all distorted by this experience. For a lot of people, this has been the case. But one of the things you need to start to do in order that you feel that you are worth more than your abuse is to start to deal with the issues that your abuse has left behind. And I understand that not everybody is ready to go to therapy, who's even at a stage of even acknowledging to themselves that this experience of what they've gone through in their childhood is having a bad effect on their life, is affecting the way that they view themselves, is a contributor to the self-sabotage. It takes a lot to get to that stage to begin to understand how it is affecting your life. It took me a long time. As I said on other videos, you know, I've been on this journey for over 30 years. And it's because I've come through the other end and come through that tunnel of knowing how it feels to not feel great about yourself or feeling that you are damaged and spoiled goods. I would encourage you to get this book, Choose Life. I wrote this book and released it in January this year. Everything that I do it from the heart, you know, and that is why I wrote this awareness and practical empowerment workbook, Choose Life. This book has exercises in it, diary entries from my most deepest and darkest times. My journey from those times to where I am today. I share this with you in hopes to encourage you. I also devised exercises and different things for you to do in this book that will help you to start the process of healing and finding your voice. There's some information in there about how sexual abuse affects lives, what it is, how it affects different communities. This book is an all-round book, and I did this book because I wanted a book not just to give information but also to inspire hope and encouragement as well. So if you are somebody who wants to start to get on that journey or process to healing and you're not ready to go to counselling and you're not ready to talk to anybody about it, you can get this book from Amazon. I will leave the link in the description box below, or you can get it from my website www.daughterarise.org.uk. If you get a purchase copy from me, then I will sign it and send it to you. Either way, however you want to get the book, the links will be down in the description box below. But one of the key things you must first start to do in starting to feel that you're worth more than your abuse is to start to look at those issues and start to face them. Healing is a journey. Healing does involve facing the past. Unfortunately, there is no papering over the cracks, especially with something like this. So that's one of the first things you can do, is start to look at different avenues, different resources. Now for me, as you know, as I've said on this video, the main key thing, my key foundation to everything that I've been able to take in, whether it has been to start to face my fears, face the pain of my abuse, face how I feel about myself, and to build my identity, has been my relationship with Jesus Christ. How I got to know God is just by talking to him, by crying out to him in the privacy of my room. It's something I wrote about in my book Daughter Arise, how I cried out to God one night and he heard my cries, and he started to put people around me that could help and support me. And also I was able to start to build a relationship with him over time. I'm not saying, just believing in God, believing in Jesus is some magic pill that will just wipe all your pain away. That's not how it works. It is a pivotal part of the puzzle. There are other things that are used to help you to become a whole person. That could be through counselling, putting people around you to support you, putting you in the right environments. These are all things that God will use to help you on your journey to knowing that you are worth more than your abuse. It does involve vulnerability to say that you've been hurt. It does involve vulnerability to say how you really feel about yourself. And over time, I found, even though I became a born-again Christian when I was 21, I'm now 42 years old. It was a process of about 15 years for me to start to just accept how God saw me, because I was still battling with my own things to do, my own mindset about how I viewed myself. So that's why I say it's not a magic pill. There are other things that we have to do, I had to do, to take ownership of my life. But knowing that no matter how many times I fall or got up, God would always love me, that he accepted me as I was, and that I wasn't, going to be thrown away. So one of the most important things you must do is not put yourself in situations or circumstances that are going to affirm those negative feelings. This is very, very important, because sometimes when we're feeling so crap about ourselves, what I found when I felt very down about myself, where I was punishing myself, feeling that I was not good enough and feeling that I would never get better, I would gravitate in those negative feelings back towards those situations that affirmed that I was worth nothing more than my abuse, that I was trash, that I would never amount to anything. I would go back to those same people or be around those same people who were dysfunctional themselves, who would affirm that, because hurt people hurt people. I've had to be brutal in a lot of my relationships. My circle is very, very small, but at the time, for many years, I didn't understand that whoever I surrounded myself with was a reflection of myself. And at that time, in my early teens and 20s, I surrounded myself with a lot of people who thought they were better than, who were quite negative in the way that they spoke about me, quite haughty in the way that they thought they were better than me. And I had to slowly remove myself from those relationships. So that is what I wanted to share with you in this video. It is important for you to heal. It is important for you to get resources to heal, however you want to do that. You're going to counselling, calling helplines, buying my book Choose Life, or any other self-help book on the issue of sexual abuse. However you choose to do it, it's important that you start to find avenues to find your voice, so that you can start to address those feelings. Seek God, talk to him in your bedroom, cry out to him. He hears you. He wants to heal you. He loves you. He will put people around you to support you. He will give you a new identity, and he loves you. No matter what you have done, no matter how you feel about yourself, God is a loving God. And I can honestly say I came to God as I was, and I've never been the same since. I don't miss anything about my old life, how I used to be, how I used to cope. Or remove yourself from around people who are bad for your mental health. Finding other things where you can start to pour into yourself that will add value to yourself and not decrease value from yourself, and feed into those feelings of feeling I am not worthy of anything more than my abuse. If you want to write to me, please contact me at info@daughterarise.org.uk. And if there is a topic that you want me to talk about in any of my videos, please email me at that address as well. I don't really leave the comments open on any of my videos because I know how people can be about sexual abuse. Maybe sometime in the near future I might start opening up the comments. Visit the website if you want to get any kind of encouragement. I do blogs on there. As you know, I do videos, I write books. Please visit the website at www.daughterarise.org.uk, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.